automatically and sends a report to your inbox.
Well, thanks to PCmatic, I guess I don't need a new computer.
And we can get back to the game.
Go to PCmatic.com today for your free download. That's PCmatic.com.
Kelly's Court is back in session. On the docket today, the president's big move on immigration. On Friday, President Obama announced that his administration will decline to deport some 800,000 young illegal immigrants, known sometime as Dreamers, named for the so-called DREAM Act that would have granted them a path to citizenship, but which Congress rejected. The president's move already raising some eyebrows since Mr. Obama was asked about granting this type of administrative relief for Dreamers a year ago, and here's what he said then.
You have the facts, number, dollars, and votes on the side of granting administrative relief for Dreamers. We are doing our part. It is time to do yours, Mr. President.
I just have to continue to say, this notion that somehow I can just change the laws unilaterally is just not true. We are doing everything we can administratively. But the fact of the matter is there are laws on the books that I have to enforce. And I think there's been a great disservice done to the cause of getting the DREAM Act passed and getting comprehensive immigration passed by perpetrating the notion that somehow, by myself, I can go and do these things. It's just not true.
So was the president right back in 2011, or is he right now? Joining me now, immigration attorney Francisco Hernandez, and immigration attorney and president of Federation for American Immigration Reform, Dan Stein. Dan, let me start with you on this. Are the two positions inconsistent, and which one, if so, was right?
Well, basically, the fact of the matter is the president has the same legal team that he had now. Nothing's changed since March 2011 when he said he didn't have the authority. This is an outrageous power grab. I will defend to my dying day the right of Congress to make the decisions on who gets to come to this country and who does not. The president's responsibility is to faithfully execute the laws of the United States. He does not have the right to completely rewrite the immigration law, give out these kind of benefits. In fact, every time Congress has looked at it since about the mid-1990s, they have tried to tighten up any discretion, made it very clear that there is no discretion or very little discretion. It's very tightly confined in granting extraordinary relief. So what he's done essentially is shown that he can be cowed by a radical wing of his party for political reasons, hijack our immigration policy for partisan electoral reasons against the basic core principle that our Constitution gives to Congress the right to make these decisions.
My goodness.
Go ahead, Francisco.
My goodness, there's a lot of pent-up anger, Mr. Stein. Normally you're quite reasonable in your proposals, but we all know that the president has every right to exercise his executive discretion. It's done all the time as prosecutorial discretion. President Bush did it. They've done it even in immigration cases all the time. What President Obama was talking about the DREAM Act is that there are a lot of provisions, including the citizenship provision, that he does not clearly have the authority to do in an administrative executive order. You're correct about that, but what he has passed now doesn't have any path to citizenship. It's quite frankly what you were arguing for against arguing against the DREAM Act, that it was too big, gave too much. All he's doing is on kids. We're talking about kids. They were brought here. They didn't break any law.
Keep it on legalities. We did policy on Friday. Today we're talking legalities, and we already talked policy. That's the question, Dan, is whether he has the legal right, because the president and his team argues they have prosecutorial discretion. They have the discretion to defer prosecutions of this group.
Megan, the term prosecutorial discretion does not appear anywhere in the immigration law. He does not have that authority. It's not something that you can apply to immigration law. Remember, there's no definable...
Hey, let him finish.
The way the president articulated the legal standard, Megan, there is no definable limit to the executive branch's ability to let in or allow to stay unlimited millions and millions of people here illegally, illegal aliens from all over. He sets an arbitrary line at 30 years old. No. Nothing in the immigration statutes about that. He says, well, you got to get a GED. You know what? Why does he draw the line there? He has no statutory authority to do this. It is a total abrogation.
He obviously recognizes recognizes his limit, because if it were to him, he would go ahead and grant the residency, the green cards. All he's doing is saying we're not going to prosecute them, and later grant them a visa, and that's clearly legal. We do it all the time for victims of crime.
Let me just make this point.
Hold on, Dan. Let Francisco finish, and then I'll get to you.
We do it all the time. Every president, including President Bush, did it. It's perfectly allowed. We do it all the time for victims of crimes, for cooperating defendants in the drug traffic. We give even green cards to certain
Dan, you got 15 seconds, and I got a hard break.
Congress repeatedly rejected the DREAM Act. Therefore, the president's power in this area is at its low ebb. He doesn't have the right to substitute his judgment for Congress's.
And they are already saying, some in Congress are already
result.
saying they are going to sue over this, so a court will have the final say. Gentlemen,
sue, yeah.
Thank you both. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Thank you.
When you have diabetes, your doctor will say, get smart about your weight. That's why there's Glucerna Hunger Smart Shakes. They have carbs steady, with carbs that digest slowly to help minimize blood sugar spikes.
Glucerna Hunger Smart, a smart way to help manage hunger and diabetes.
Fast. That's the kind of relief my sore muscles need. So I keep this close. Salon Posh Jet Spray. It